Today I sit down with one of Zimbabwe's most passionate, most fired up, and most effective leaders, Themba Mliswa. Let's delve deep into the mind of the man who was drawn passionately to utter such words as Chawara Chinuchi. Join me. It's going to be a good one. When you're talking about chasing anti-corruption, we obviously have ZAC. I want to stick with this just for one more question. We have ZAC, the Zimbabwe AntiCorruption Commission. How effective is ZAC? Are they not as limited as the source of the corruption that they're chasing?
Listen, first of all, I've always said this, and this is my argument in Parliament, that you want us parliamentarians to have oversight over the executive. But it's like you sending, a policeman to catch a thief on a bicycle and a thief is in a helicopter. How does that happen? The person who's chasing the thief must be more capacitated to catch the thief. Members of Parliament, for as long as they're not capacitated, well-resourced, and these are tools of trade, not luxury, will never be able to do what they have to do, because at the end of the day, they're spending more time at the minister's office who we want to question, being given coupons, being given freebies, because he's thinking of his next meal, his next supper. Instead of him being well-resourced, having a car that he knows is able to get him home, not to have a car that he realized, no, have not serviced it, it's done 5,000. The minister says, come to my office. So the aspect of compromise, we must understand that it's either this country agrees to have poor legislators, but then allow the executive to be more powerful to do what it wants, or to have legislators who are powerful in terms of resource. I call them tools of trade, and be able to put to task the so-called ministers that we hold accountable to. Let people understand the role of a parliamentarian. Oversight over the executive. Representation and making laws. Are you with me? For the benefit of the people, it's national interest. So when you talk about oversight, how can you have oversight over somebody who has more resources than you? And you don't. Coming into your question, corruption can be dealt with. Corruption can be dealt with when, as a people, and I'm glad that the current situation in the country has, the electorate has decided to put corruption on the agenda. Even if the government moves on the sanctions narrative, they're saying, no. All these billions which went missing, all these resources, all these deals which were not given as black people are giving to Chinese and so forth, where does sanctions come in? We're endowed with resource. The quantity of the resources is out of this world. The gold that we have is said to be 12.4 billion a year. The tobacco that is exported is 1.5 billion a year. So let us calculate. And this is what is accounted for, not what is not accounted for. So if you talk about 16 billion that you're getting a year, where is it going? The healthcare, how come we don't have good hospitals? How come we are still sending our students, our children on a presidential scholarship to other universities? What is it that these universities have in this country? The University of Zimbabwe is a renowned medical and legal institution in the world in terms of those aspects. So you don't need to send your kids to Rhodes University to do law. The University of Zimbabwe has produced the best lawyers. Advocate the late Tendai Biti, you name it. You can name a whole lot of them who have gone there, who have done well and so forth. But how do we then empower the Zimbabwe Anti-Corruption Commission without resources? The will might be there. You go there right now, they're overwhelmed. But when you go to their reception, that's where the investigations are happening. So let's understand, for us to deal with corruption, we must have people of good social standing, people who are not in it for the money, but in it to be able to move the country forward, but at the same time resource the police officers. It's about time we get police officers who are not only coming from Morris Depot, but who've gone to school to study law, because crime has become sophisticated. You've got, I know of a cop who has a master's in law and an LB, and has got political science. So whatever matter is dealing with, no matter how sophisticated it is, because of the capacity of that person intellectually, they are able to investigate this matter to its conclusion, logical conclusion.